for those for those countries which are heretofore highly functioning, highly advanced, and very well armed, specifically the nuclear powers. We haven't, in history yet, we haven't had a nuclear power completely break down. Everybody now is just screaming USSR right now as I say these words. Yes, the USSR broke down, but one of the very significant aspects of the breakdown of the USSR was the continuing sovereignty over the USSR's nuclear assets. And after the collapse of the USSR, there was a great deal of interest on the part of the international community, particularly led by the United States, but also on the part of the successor states, notably Russia, to keep control of that stuff for reasons that are completely obvious. But I think a bit of planning at this stage also about where all that stuff is. How is it accounted? How is it secured? What are the backup plans for if it becomes threatened? These are things that perhaps quietly, I don't know how you could do this quietly, but these are things that I would wish to think about. But the bottom line in answer to your question is, I don't think that there is now a political solution to this, which takes the form of everything just kind of working out okay after some period of difficulty. It is going to get, things are bad now, but they are going to get very much worse. And hopefully after they will get better. But you are going to have to go through a period of very much worse before you get there.
Do you envision many deaths?
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be speaking if I didn't.
Hundreds of thousands?
I don't want to be drawn. I'd rather present a range. If it is the case of, let's say things are only as bad as the worst year of Northern Ireland, right? Which, if I recall correctly, is 1971, and about 500 deaths in a population of the Northern Ireland size. If you scale that up to the whole of the UK, you come to about 23,000, which is pretty bad. But that's kind of northern. I think that's bottom of the range.
Okay.
If you scale it to, say, Bosnia scale or Syria scale, or then you have a very much larger number. It's quite tricky, and I said I'm sure. Many people are already thinking I'm being alarmist, so I don't want to just throw out just a bunch of scary numbers. But if people were to look at the average number of deaths in civil conflicts, you're looking at 1% to 4% of the population is entirely within the realm of possibility if you're on a Syria level scale. No, I don't think it's likely to get quite that that scale, but that's the range, somewhere between
23K and 500K.
Yeah, well, it's a big. It's a big range, but I think a number in between. I'm sorry to be vague, but a number in between those is plausible. One is absolutely horrendous, and another is merely horrendous. I do think that there is going to be, leaving aside the numbers of people killed, there's going to be massive economic and social damage, and people are going to be uprooted in very large numbers. So it's going to be...
I'm looking to sell my house somewhere else, because I don't say where I live, but and move to somewhere outside London. Mm-hmm. Would you recommend I don't do that now. Buy a house in the outskirts of London.
I leave it to you.
Well, I need your advice. I don't often speak to civil war experts.
I would probably avoid the big cities. I would suggest that you reduce your exposure to the big cities, if you are able, as a matter of choice, to decide. Then, given what I've said, it would be weird if I concluded otherwise. So that would be my suggestion.